Welcome to the 2025 Wyndham Championship at Sedgefield Country Club in Greensboro, North Carolina. The vibes at the Wyndham Championship are fantastic for the fans, including a sandbar beach lounge, equipped with a hand-carved sandcastle, cold drinks with live music inside the Margaritaville tent, food trucks, and your favorite PGA Tour players such as Jordan Spieth interacting and signing autographs. As for Sedgefield itself, it's a beautiful layout with an historical background and an absolutely massive clubhouse. At the last event before the start of the FedEx Cup playoffs, the Wyndham Championship is a great place to watch some PGA Tour golf. But here at GolfWRX.com, we know what you're really here for. You're here for the gear. And there was plenty of action on the equipment front this week. First up, this week was the official tour launch of the TaylorMade MG5 Wedges. And we got an in-hand look at Luke Clinton's 54-degree wedge and 58-degree wedge. We also spotted the new models in the bags of Nick Dunlap, and Aaron Wise, just to name a few. TaylorMade's longtime wedge guru Greg Cesario was on site this week, fitting PGA Tour players into the new TaylorMade wedges. On Wednesday, he also took some time out of his busy schedule to answer some questions for GolfWRX.com.
So we know you've been working with the players. What's been the feedback so far from them?
Yeah, this is a nice extension of when we first showed the MG Proto to staffers at the Memorial. That's when we launched it. So this has been a wonderful build-up of 2.5 months of great feedback and kind of whetting their appetite a little bit of what was to come with the final product with MG5. And just immediately we heard and saw unbelievable feel, excellent spin conditions, some subtle profile changes that we made on some of our lofts and our bounces and grinds that have just been accepted wonderfully. So really excited about how the initial adoption has been. It's been quick, it's been easy, and all we could ask for.
Who are some players that you've worked with this week, and who do you think might actually be making the change?
Yeah, it's the players that we worked with at Memorial. Obviously, this is a little different field than what we started with at the Memorial, so it was a great opportunity for me to come out with Carl Phillips, because I didn't get to work with him at Memorial, and that was one of the best testing sessions we had this week, just because he never went through like a hardcore wedge fitting before. And we took him over to the short game area, spent an hour with him over there testing different grinds, because he's been playing the MG Proto, but he kind of went through evolution of where he got to with bounce over the last 2 months, because he started with a low bounce design, which was great off of tight, bent grass, firm tour conditions, but we're in different grass this week. And probably some of the gnarliest grainy Bermuda you're going to see on tour, and that requires a lot of attention to the wedge. You know, off of a full shot, it doesn't matter as much, but when you get around the green, you better have great hands and you better have the right bounce design that fits your swing. So really spending time with him was eye-opening for him, because he went from a low bounce almost to a high bounce design this week, just because of the grain and the ease of getting through the turf without any grab or resistance. Yeah, so it worked out great with him.
Now, I know you have a long history of wedge building and fitting. From an education standpoint, what are some mistakes that you see amateurs make with their wedges, and how could they improve on that front?
Well, I'll be the first to tell you that most mistakes are technique driven before it is having the right bounce. The right bounce is going to help cover up some of the technique mistakes, but really having the bounce match what I would call the arc of the swing. It's not only angle of attack, it's the depth of your arc, your low point, where that exists, and really the exit of the club. It creates this paintbrush, this picture that really players have to understand, and that's why you need to go get fit and spend time with a very well-educated wedge guy that knows and understands the wedge motion and putting the right grind and the right bounce to that wedge motion. There's a lot of science there, but there's some art. And when you come out here and work with these players, these guys are so good with their techniques, it actually makes it a little bit easier to work with a tour player with great hands than it is with a guy that's not as efficient with his hands.
I'm sure. Any closing thoughts on the MG5?
Yeah, we're excited of the quick adoption, and we also went out and seeded over 300 of our top staff professionals, club professionals in the country. They all have the MG Proto in their hands, and they're getting it in their members' hands, and they're getting it out into the consumer hands early. So when this launches to market in September, wheels are going to be turning pretty quick.
Yeah, we're excited for the launch and to learn more about the actual tech and the grinds and all that. So we're excited.
More to come. Yeah.
All right.
Thanks.
Thanks for the time, Greg.
You're welcome.
What do you think about the new MG5 wedges? Leave your answer down in the comments section below. In other new equipment news, Scotty Cameron continued to bring out some new heat, including studio-style putters with Tyrillium faces, including a Newport, a Newport 2, a black Newport 2, a fastback, and a fastback 1.5. as well as a Newport 2 with a GSS face. And a Newport 2 with an SSS face. Speaking of Scotty Cameron, we also watched along as Chan Kim tested out their new experimental mallet putter and gave us his thoughts on the new offering.
It kind of feels like, I mean, I guess it is an insert, so it should feel like an insert, but I guess I do have the audio feedback still, even though it's coming off a little bit softer, which is great because most inserts, like, you either have an insert and it's very, very dull sounding and you don't really get too much feedback, or you go the opposite and you just have a milled face and that can come off, a bit hotter, but you'll get more feedback. So I feel like this just blends the two very well together, and it's putting a good roll on it. So
Did you play it last week or first week with it?
First week with it. Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm still kind of testing it, but so far so good. So who knows? It might be in play.
Yeah. You keep making the 30-footers, it will be.
Right.
L.A.B Golf, who just sold for a mind-blowing $200 million, brought out a few new looks this week, including a DF3 with a bunch of alignment lines on the crown. And a heel-shafted model with a green head. According to L.A.B rep Joe Miera, the company has now built heel-shafted models for a number of players, including Adam Scott, Carson Young, Grayson Sigg, Ben Martin, Antoine Rosner, and Justin Lauer. In more Adam Scott news, the reality show continues with his iron set. This week, we spotted him with a Slick Jones bag and head covers, as well as a bag full of Callaway blade irons. I guess he liked the 5-iron, as it turns out. We also checked out the bag of Matthew Fitzpatrick, including his OG Ping S55 irons. And then we checked out 2 new putter prototypes made for him by Bettinardi. One with a horizontal grooved face, and one with a C-groove face. In more Bettinardi news, we also got a look at their new Zero Torque Experimental Mallet prototype offerings. What do you think of the new designs? We then checked out gearhead Adam Schenk's setup. Including his 4-wood. His 4-iron. And his 8-iron. We also dove into course record holder Brant Snedeker's bag. Danny Walker's setup. with an R7 quad mini driver peeking out. Eric Van Rooyen's bag. Trey Mullinax's awesome Mountain Dew bag. And the club sitting inside of it. Matty Schmid's bag. Social media's favorite Michael Kim. And Aaron Baddeley's classic Scotty Cameron putter. And after checking out that gem of a flat stick, unfortunately, we say goodbye to the Wyndham Championship and Sedgefield Country Club as the tour prepares to move into the FedEx Cup playoffs next week. We'll see you next time on GolfWRX.com's video series, Inside the Ropes.